And having moved beyond that, we'll have peace in this region. The Taliban, the other factors are local factors. They can be addressed in ways that we know best. For the West in Afghanistan and for the West in relation to Pakistan, they should be looking for a general picture of security and stability where they are safe from terrorism and the consequences that radicalism has for them. In the creation of which they had a hand, by the way, when we were fighting the Soviets. But their presence with us as providers of infrastructure for stability and development is very important, and we appreciate that.
I mean, it's very interesting. Even Kissinger refers to the possibility or the desire for a regional conference and a compact on Afghanistan, as you understand.
Yes.
But you have a challenge. In the very beginning, I said, I think people do not realize, but so that's why I mentioned it, that you are the only person that provides the connect between the past and the present. Everyone else is change. You are on the same job. So you know what happened before. You have interacted in all the situations. But you have a challenge. You have a Pakistan that is insecure because of the thing is a growing influence of India or India's investment in Afghanistan. Indians are afraid because they think Afghanistan was used in the past against the Indian interest, and they're investing. Manmohan Singh was again in Kabul a few days ago, and they're again making investments. Then you have a neighbor, Iran, which has a cultural, religious influence in Afghanistan, which has very strained and difficult relationship with the United States. And you have Americans who are worried about the situation, the stability, the chaos. You have Chinese who are worried about the Americans' presence or intentions in the region. And you are the one who has to find a solution. So how are you looking? How are you going to do the balancing act?
Clarity. We have been very clear with the Americans. Iran is our neighbor, has 900 kilometers of border with us, has linguistic, cultural, religious links with us. There's no way that Afghanistan cannot have a relationship with Iran. And we did it. And we did it strongly and effectively. With Iran, the United States is a superpower. It has come to Afghanistan to fight terrorism. It's helping us. It's our most important provider of assistance. Therefore, the rivalries between the two of you cannot take place in Afghanistan. And we will have our particular relationship with the United States as well. With India and Pakistan, we've been extremely clear as well.
Most difficult part of it.
Most difficult part, but extremely clear. Clarity is the most important thing here. For Pakistan to know that India is an old friend of Afghanistan, a tremendous helper to Afghanistan today. India is not a donor country, but in Afghanistan they have gone beyond their means to help us with thousands of scholarships, with $1.5 billion in assistance, and lots of more, a lot more. That assistance is good for Afghanistan, and Pakistan should be happy that Afghanistan, a neighbor, is being helped by another neighbor. But that the Indian presence in Afghanistan is in no way and cannot be in any manner used against Pakistan or be to the detriment of Pakistan. It has to be for the good of Pakistan. Most difficult part, but extremely clear. Clarity is the most important thing here. For Pakistan to know that India is an old friend of Afghanistan, a tremendous helper to Afghanistan today. India is not a donor country, but in Afghanistan they have gone beyond their means to help us with thousands of scholarships, with $1.5 billion in assistance, and lots of more, a lot more. That assistance is good for Afghanistan, and Pakistan should be happy that Afghanistan, a neighbor, is being helped by another neighbor. But that the Indian presence in Afghanistan is in no way and cannot be in any manner used against Pakistan or be to the detriment of Pakistan. It has to be for the good of Pakistan. And for Pakistan, that we are different in all other entities in this region. Iran is a neighbor, Uzbekistan is a neighbor, Tajikistan is a neighbor, Turkmenistan is a neighbor, China is a neighbor, the United States is an extremely important country in Afghanistan, India is there, but Pakistan is a twin. Pakistan is a conjoined twin. Pakistan is a brother. Pakistan is almost self. Therefore, this self has to stop. This self has to stop being insecure about its own self, and rather draw strength from the relationship that this body has with the rest. That is, I believe, a recognition that's beginning to arrive, and that is what we must strengthen.
But are you being successful in reassuring Islamabad?
It looks like that. Yes, it looks like that.
Are they feeling comfortable?
I think there is a lot more comfortable feeling. And for example, for the first time last night, we had in the President's dinner the High Commissioner of India invited. We never had. I've been here 10 times before. We had all other embassies before, but not the Indian High Commissioner. This time the Indian High Commissioner was there.
Mr. Sharad Sabharwal.
I hope that's a sign
of the changing times.
Even if it is a coincidence, it's a good thing. Even if it was if it was not by design, this was a good thing. But if it is by design, it's all the more better. So I believe peace in this region, friendship in this region, for Pakistan with India, for India with Pakistan, and for all of us together is the only alternative to a better future.
Your Excellency,
what you is the only good thing for a better future.
The only good thing. But Your Excellency, if you had accepted or made progress on the Durand line, the acceptance of the Durand line, the old thing, maybe it would have given a greater sense of peace or stability in Islamabad's mind, but you have not been able to make any progress on the Durand line.
Well, I fully understand the historical context of what went on between the two countries because of the Durand line and because of the difficulties that it presented to the relations between Afghanistan and Pakistan. If we dwell on this issue in the form of resolution or non-resolution, the two countries will suffer more. I want our brothers in Pakistan to recognize that no Afghan president, no Afghan government can afford to say, well, the Durand line has been recognized.
It's a political impossibility?
It's a political impossibility. But I also want to tell the Pakistani people and the Pakistani government to know that no Afghan government has bothered you on this question.
So basically it fits into the theory of the conjoined twins.
It fits into the theory of the conjoined twins. Therefore, rather than going about the issue in a conflictful, negative way, just keep improving the relations, just keep adding to trade and exchanges. Conjoined twins are conjoined twins. You cannot separate them. Therefore, move from that perspective towards a better future.
In the same context, you must have seen that the Pakistani administration is under tremendous American pressure to take an action in North Waziristan with the Haqqani network and all that. Is this something that you also support?
Well, it will have a complex answer. We understand the difficulties Pakistan faces there. The particular rule that's imposed on that year since British times, that's not right. The tribal territories in Pakistan must be treated as civil society as well. They must be given the constitutional guarantees that the rest of the Pakistanis have. They must be allowed a more civilized system. This, what is it called, the British time rule, CFA or whatever that's called, the
political agent
and the very draconian, sometimes brutal application of force there for judicial matters, that must go away. They must develop into schools, into education, into health services, into a political culture that you practice in the rest of Pakistan. Now, where terrorism is present, where there is a threat to Pakistan, where there's a threat to Afghanistan, where there is a threat to the rest of the world, of course, it's our moral and responsibility to take action. But to go and launch operations against communities, against homes and families and children is wrong, and I will never accept it.
So, but will you take up this issue? Have you taken up this issue with the President of Pakistan yesterday, or with the Prime Minister, regarding the North Waziristan?
No, I've not discussed these issues with him. We discussed the broader national scene, not particularly on North or South Waziristan. I just replied.
What is your economic vision? So far the aid is coming in, the neighbors are benefiting, the construction is taking place in Afghanistan, but you have not invested, or perhaps the donors have not allowed you to invest into manufacturing in Afghanistan. So you are only constructing.
Well, we are in a kind of luxury that is not ours right now. We are enjoying the luxury of money brought by someone else. And we know very well in Afghanistan that that luxury will not be there 3 years from now. That we have to begin to live by the means that we have, in accordance with the means that we have. It's an extremely important subject for me as the President of Afghanistan today, because 3 years from now I'll be delivering to another president and to another government. And I must make sure that that president does not have the difficulties that I inherited when I took over. That he gets in Afghanistan that provides him the platform to advance further into a better Afghanistan. And we are extremely mindful of this fake economic, flowery picture that we have, which we are working on. As a matter of fact, I've had several meetings in the past 2 months on this issue, and we are trying to cut and prepare ourselves for the real-time economics.
What are you expecting today with this joint Afghanistan-Pakistan Commission, that you have a joint press conference as well afterwards? Can you give us a few things as to what is expected today?
Well, the expectation is the announcement of the Joint Commission, in the first meeting of the Joint Commission, the transit trade agreement put into practice, trucks on both sides beginning to move in both countries, opening the way to Central Asia, and working on the implementation of the Turkmenistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, India pipeline, the electricity projects, hydropower projects, using our waters in both countries to jointly create dams and power generation, so both of us can benefit. A lot of opportunities there, massive opportunities there between the two countries, and we are better placed today than ever before with regard to our own understanding of one another, that we can do it.
Your Excellency, the last thing, you have lived in Peshawar as well. You speak fluent Urdu as well. Any message you would like to give to the people of Pakistan in Urdu today?
You asked me just a few minutes ago on how come I stood so firm against NATO when they caused civilian casualties.
Definitely. That surprises the people of Pakistan.
To say it in Urdu, मेरा आज़्म इतना बुलंद है कि पराए शोलों का डर नहीं, मेरा खौफ आतिश गुल से है कहीं ओ चमन को जलाना थी.
बहुत शुक्रिया, Your Excellency.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's good to see you.
All the best.
Thank you.
Take care.